Cheryl Fergison, known for her role in EastEnders, reveals her 8-year battle with womb cancer, discussing diagnosis, treatment, and emotional toll. With support from family and castmates like Barbara Windsor, she shares her journey of resilience, emphasizing the importance of health awareness and cherishing life. Now recovered, she embraces the future. EastEnders Cheryl Fergison discusses her struggle with cancer in private. Legendary cast member of EastEnders Cheryl Fergison has talked about her covert battle with cancer and why she hasn't told anyone about it until now. The actor, who portrayed Heather Trott in the BBC soap opera from 2007 to 2012, talked about the difficulties she has encountered since receiving a diagnosis in 2015 and the care she got. She told OK! Magazine in an interview that she went to see her doctor for the first time when she started seeing blood and experiencing back pain. She was told she needed a biopsy and more testing, and when the results were in, she was told she had stage 2 cancer. To her absolute shock, Cheryl Fergison, star of EastEnders, talks candidly about her struggle with cancer. She received treatment after being diagnosed, including radiation therapy and a complete hysterectomy, before receiving the all-clear. Any thought of Yas and I having a child together had been taken away, the woman stated to OK! Magazine. Obviously, we wouldn't have taken that path, but we were no longer able to make a decision. Cheryl Fergison married Yassine Al-Germoni in 2011. She had a son named Alex from a previous marriage. It brought on early menopause too, the EastEnders and former celebrity Big Brother star continued. It seemed as though my identity as a woman had reached its zenith. She revealed to the magazine that she had only shared her cancer news with a select group of close friends, who included late comedian Paul O'Grady and former EastEnders co-stars Dame Barbara Windsor, June Brown, and Steve McFadden. She recalled how Dame Barbara had volunteered to help her out financially and claimed that their support meant the world to her. Barbara answered, "That's right, sweetheart, how much? We would want to help you, so please let us know how much your bills and mortgage are." I was shocked and said no, but Barb insisted that I wasn't making any money. They sat and signed a check. As I started to cry, Barbara gave me a hug and reassured me. "We will always be available to you." The actor also disclosed that, although she had been concerned that her cancer might have come back, additional testing had proved that her first treatment had got all the cancer. Cheryl Fergison of EastEnders discusses her hidden struggle with womb cancer and why she never told anyone. Favorite Cheryl Fergison from EastEnders has revealed for the first time her covert struggle with uterine cancer and how her former castmates helped her go through the scariest, darkest years of her life. The actress, who spent 5 years playing the endearing Heather Trott in Albert Square, discusses in an exclusive interview with The Mirror how her life fell apart after receiving a tragic diagnosis in 2015. Cheryl, 58, chose to keep her experience private at the time, but she now says she is prepared to talk about what eventually turned into 8 years of mental and physical anguish. She also talks about how her sons and husband's love, as well as the incredible kindness of her EastEnders friends, helped her get through it all. Unbeknownst to her admirers, she also experienced the anguish of a hysterectomy, an early menopause, and the depressing realization that she would not be able to conceive with her 20-year younger spouse Yassine. Cheryl, 58, states with a proud tone, "Now is the proper moment to discuss it. Despite everything that my family and I have experienced, we are still here. Yes, there were times when I wondered, am I going to die, in really dark periods? Will I abandon my son without a mother and my husband without a wife? However, I am powerful, and I would dispel those ideas. I was adamant that I would not be defeated." The London-born celebrity, who lives in Blackpool with her 2011 spouse Yassine and their kid Alex, is gregarious and lively when she speaks. Self-described as a adopted northerner, she is delighted about her upcoming one-woman show and the possibility of performing in a pantomime with her son in Peterborough this Christmas. However, it's evident that she still finds it difficult to talk about her horrifying diagnosis from 9 years ago and its horrific repercussions. Cheryl, who who made an appearance on Celebrity Big Brother in 2012, discloses, "I had a routine smear test, and the results were clear. However, I started experiencing severe back pain and then noticed blood spots, which weren't normal for me. I was given a coil to help with my extremely heavy periods, but I had a gut feeling that something wasn't quite right. Following a visit to her general practitioner, she was referred for tests and a biopsy at a nearby hospital in Kent. Her GP was informed 4 months later that she had stage 2 womb cancer. She claims that hearing the doctor's comments was like having an out-of-body experience. I was in complete shock, stunned to the core," the woman claims. "It was unbelievable to me that the doctor was mentioning me." Approximately 75% of women with stage 2 uterine cancer will live for 5 years or longer following diagnosis, according to Cancer Research UK. Despite this information, the woman still wonders, "Why me?" "I'd had a new beginning with Yas, everything was perfect," the woman stated. After that, she had MRIs. "I recall using an earpiece to listen to music in the scanner, and Coldplay's Paradise was playing," she recalled. "This is about as far away from paradise as it gets," I thought to myself. She also underwent numerous chest X-rays before doctors advised that, in a matter of weeks, she have a complete hysterectomy. "I had to get this thing out of me, but it was so tough, and it was all I could think. It affected my sense of self as a woman. Within a short period of time after my marriage to Yassine, all hope of us having a child together vanished. Naturally, we wouldn't have taken that path, but our freedom to decide was gone. Not only did it cause early menopause, but it also gave me the impression that my time as a woman was over. It was a terrible moment. Because Alex, her 16-year-old son from her first marriage to Jamshed Sadiki, whom she divorced in 2008, had exams coming up, Cheryl decided to postpone telling him. It was heartbreaking, but I remember thinking that even though I'm gone, my son will be okay because he can always see his mother on celluloid." Yassine was in Morocco at the time. Yas was involved in the relief effort following the earthquake in Morocco, and the pair later experienced COVID. According to Cheryl, the couple had lived apart at periods during their marriage due to a combination of familial problems, financial difficulties, and visa challenges. Yassine was also coping with his father's illness and the loss of his grandmother, to whom he was close, at the time of his wife's diagnosis. "We spoke on Skype every day, so that's how I had to convey the news," the woman claims. "Women have a natural need to shield others, so even though I wasn't sure whether everything would work out, I tried to reassure them. It was shattering my heart. I had to be strong even though I was on the verge of crying for myself." She confided in a select group of reliable pals, who included Paul O'Grady, Julian Clary, Barbara Windsor, June Brown, and Steve McFadden, among her old co-workers on EastEnders. "Their assistance meant a lot to me," recalls Cheryl, whose fictional Albert Square persona was killed by scoundrel Ben Mitchell after an argument about money. "I used to love going to Barbara and June's dressing rooms every day while I worked on EastEnders because of their stories. Barbara wasn't afraid to tell you straight if she didn't like something, but she was also a fantastic person to confide in when you had troubles. Whatever's going on inside your four walls, put on a smile when you walk outside. The public doesn't want to see you miserable, darling," she would remark. Barbara and her husband Scott invited Cheryl to phone them a few days after they had all attended Paul O'Grady's 60th birthday celebration, when Cheryl had quietly conveyed her news. "Now that I hear her, I can tell how she's feeling. Come on, darling. You are capable of overcoming this." "When I returned from using the restroom," Barb remarked, "That's right, sweetheart, how much? We would want to help you, so please let us know how much your bills and mortgage are." I declined out of disbelief, but Barb's persisted that I wasn't making money. They sat and signed a check. Barbara comforted me while I sobbed and told me not to worry. "We will always be available to you." Cheryl also gives Linda Henry, who portrayed Shirley Carter in the soap opera, credit for her help in getting her to stay in Steve McFadden's Cornish house following her hysterectomy. She describes him as, like a big brother to me, I love him to bits. The actual procedure went quite smoothly. Cheryl received radiation therapy for 5 weeks after spending 3 days in the hospital. Despite the support of her friends, it took her months to get well. Her concerns persisted, though, as the physicians advised her to keep an eye out for any strange symptoms because she might still have some cells in her. Cheryl didn't receive the all-clear until last year, when she went to the physicians due to persistent back pain that she thought would be an indication that the cancer had returned. They investigated it. Although they had some difficulty accessing my notes, they eventually found that all of the cancer had been treated during the first round of treatment, the patient states. Cheryl says she is looking forward to life with newfound vigor and energy now that she is well. She says Yassine is a great cook, she is eating healthily, and she cycles on the prom frequently. She also says she wants to lose weight. She still watches her favorite soap opera, of course. I adore the plots and characters. Soaps have a crucial role in helping individuals realize that, in contrast to some, their lives are actually quite okay. Is she keen to return to Albert Square? I was killed, so I'm not sure how that might be feasible. She laughs, maybe I could come back as Heather's long-lost twin. But let's leave Heather alone, she was legendary. I'd love to portray a different character in another soap opera. I currently reside in the North. Regarding her personal drama over the past few years, she is eager to get past it because she has new artistic endeavors planned and is passionate about inspiring other women to prioritize their health. Take note of your body. Get checked out, even if it's just the slightest concern. After all, without health, wealth is impossible. Others can overcome it, just as I have. It's all about living in the moment, and I'm prepared to take off. Please subscribe our channel.